Hey guys, I'm back. This is Japan's turn. Uh, Round 2 for Externalized Global 1940 second edition. Let's go ahead and finish up Russia's turn. So Russia has moved in to Persia, northwest Persia, and is ready to strike in Iraq. The Russians, using the calculator, found that they could not defeat this German stack, and so they pulled everything back to Brinsk, bringing in everything, and it looks like they're going to be very strong. The massive stack that was here in Leningrad moved back to Archangel. There's no point moving it to here, giving the Germans a prime target to wipe out valuable infantry. The Russians built 2 infantry and artillery here, 3 infantry here, 3 infantry up north, and 2 infantry and a tank in Moscow. It looks like that now, with all the firepower of the Air Force and the anti-aircraft guns, both stacks are looking pretty even right now. Bringing in the Luftwaffe next round will probably be the tipping factor, and these mechanized infantry moving in as well. So excited to see how the Eastern Front unfolds. Also, the Russians up here in the north have retreated, coming back to defend China. China's not doing so hot as of right now. They're losing territory quickly and need assistance fast. Alright, so moving on to Japan. Japan has $41. They're going to buy 3 mechanized infantry, 2 minor industrial complexes, and an artillery. I always build industrial complexes, at least 3. So I build 1 first round with 2 transports, and then I definitely buy 2 the next round, because it's super important that Japan gets rolling into mainland Asia and getting a good foothold, so that later, when they are strapped for cash, they can pull from these resources, as well as putting pressure on Russia in the back, keeping India at bay, allowing them to take over the Money Islands, and forcing America to focus on Japan first. So building factories is important. Also, it means that if the naval blockade fails, or if Japan loses all its transports, Japan can still stay in control of their mainland territories without having to ship over troops. So now we're going to go ahead and move into the combat phase, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So if you look here, because the cruiser survived in Sea Zone, 37? In Sea Zone 37, it was not able to reach the transport 43, so the transport will take the infantry from Borneo and move 2 into Sea Zone 41 and land on Sumatra, taking it. There was an artillery and a tank left on the Philippines. Oops, I forgot to include this in here on this. So a transport came with a tank and went 1-2 here, landing on Java. And then there was another transport with an artillery, and I went 1, picked up on the Palau Islands, 2 into Sea Zone 45, 2 back into Sea Zone 35, and then 3, because of the naval base on the Philippine Islands, into Celebes, allowing them to take Celebes with force. Using a fighter from the carrier, we'll destroy this transport here. That's just a waste of money for Anzac. However, it gets them an extra $5 bonus, so in the long run it'll be worth it. The battleship that was damaged here was fixed because of the naval base. The infantry in Kwangsi will move into Yunnan to take away China's ability to buy artillery next turn. And then we're just going to walk into Quakechow and Hopei, and then we're going to use our northern force along with 2 bombers that came from Kwangsi to wipe out the northern force, and hopefully we can overrun this part here and keep China down in this area. So all we have to do is focus in this area after that. The guy in French Indochina is staying because we need some land units to defend the Navy, because we're going to be building a factory there. The entire Air Force came here with a destroyer from C-Zone 35 to wipe out this destroyer. There wasn't much else of a use for this Air Force as of right now, so I decided to throw it in just to make sure that that destroyer is destroyed first round. And then we'll be moving some naval units from here back up to here, and a few naval units back down to here, so that this Navy up here is stronger than this Navy down here, because now after this, the only Navy we'll have to deal with down here is a cruiser and a destroyer, capable of bringing in a decent-sized Air Force, so it needs to be strong enough to withstand that, but still a threat and help defend these islands. So that's all we're going to do attack-wise this round. Obviously, you know, when you get to second round, third round, the board's going to look different each time, and so you have to just feel out what to do and what's the best case scenario for you and your country. You know, like this transport, you know, might not be here because the Anzac people might have brought it down here to Java with their entire Navy, so you might have to come in with force and wipe that out. Sometime, or most of the time, that destroyer in C-Zone 43 will be gone. Henceforth, you won't be able to take Sumatra, so you won't be able to jump on all these money islands really quickly and start making massive amounts of money. Sometimes the battle on Kwang Tung goes bad, and so you now have to take over Kwang Tung. Sometimes your northern force isn't there because of a Chinese counteroffensive. Or sometimes, like what's happening here is the Yunnan battle didn't go well, and you're having to go back in and take it. There's a bunch of different things you have to think about. And like up here, you know, if the American Navy wasn't here, I wouldn't be massing my Navy up in the north to help defend against an American potential offensive. So just a bunch of things to be wary of and to keep in mind when you are playing a game. I forgot to mention, Russia will be making $36. That's $1 less. They don't receive any bonuses because they didn't do anything. And they lost their bonus for here because there's warships in 125. And then they lost the $1 here because that German stacks. So that'll put them at $36. So that's the end of Russia's turn, and that's Japan's turn. Japan's moving in on the money islands, reinforcing, defending in the naval areas, and pushing into China. Now we'll see what happens up here. As of right now, the Russians are outnumbered by the Japanese. However, if the Japanese do attack, all these Mongolian troops will become Russian, and we, as Japan, cannot afford for that to happen. So we're going to have to wait and see who's going to make the first move. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.